Imagine you die tomorrow. Your life insurance pays out $500,000, and your 15-year-old suddenly controls all of it. No guidance, no guardrails, courts, lawyers, delays, drama. Most parents think, well, I'll just list my kids as the beneficiary and they'll be protected. That is the exact mistake we're talking about today. If you have kids and life insurance, do not click away, because the way you set this up could be the difference between your kids being protected or your money becoming a legal nightmare. I'll show you the mistake almost nobody talks about and exactly what to do instead. By the end of this video, you're going to know the #1 mistake parents make on their life insurance policies, what actually happens to that money if your kids are minors, and a simple structure that wealthy families use to protect their kids without handing them a loaded financial weapon at 18. And if you stick around to the end, I'll point you to the next video that shows you exactly what to do if a big chunk of money ever hits your family all at once. Section 1. The common parent mistake. Let's start with the mistake. Here's how this usually goes. You sit down with an agent or an HR form. They ask, who do you want as your beneficiary? You say, my wife, or my husband, or if you're single, you say, my kids. On the form, you literally write, beneficiary, Jason, age 12. Or, beneficiary, my minor children, 50-50. You feel responsible, right? I'm making sure my kids get the money. But here's the problem. Minors generally cannot legally receive a large life insurance payout in their own names. So what actually happens if you die and your 12-year-old is the beneficiary? It does not look like insurance company cuts them a check and they're set for life. It looks like courts, guardianship hearings, delays, restrictions, and potentially someone you didn't choose ending up in control of that money. Section 2. What actually happens if your kid is the beneficiary? Let me walk you through a simple example. Let's say you have a $500,000 life insurance policy. You list your 10-year-old son as the beneficiary because you're a good dad and you want him taken care of. You pass away. The insurance company looks at the policy and sees beneficiary, minor child. They can't just give a 10-year-old $500,000. So now this money is effectively stuck until a court steps in and says, who's going to manage this money for this child? What can it be spent on? How long should it be protected? That means a judge, who never met you, is now making decisions about your child's financial future. Someone has to be appointed as a guardian of the property or conservator. That person has to report to the court and follow rules you never wrote. And here's the kicker. In many cases, once your child turns 18, all restrictions end. So on their 18th birthday, they can suddenly get full access to whatever is left. Ask yourself, at 18, with zero guidance from you, what would you have done with $500,000, $750,000, or $1 million? Cars, girlfriends, boyfriends, investments. Whatever their friends talk them into. The exact opposite of what you worked your whole life for. This is why simply listing my kids as your beneficiary, with no structure behind it, is a massive problem. But it gets worse than that. Because if the court has to get involved, there are legal fees, delays where the money isn't available for school, housing, or basic needs, potential family conflict over who should control it. So the very policy you bought to make your kid's life easier can turn into one of the most stressful experiences they'll ever go through. Let's not do that. Section 3. What wealthy families do differently. Now, let's flip this. Wealthy families rarely just list my kids as beneficiaries and call it a day. What do they do instead? They create a layer between the money and the child. That layer is usually a trust. Think of a trust as a set of written instructions for your money. A person or company you choose, a trustee, to follow those instructions. A way to protect your kids from the money and protect the money for your kids. Here's a simple version. You create something like a family trust or children's trust. You write rules like, use this money to pay for my child's living expenses, school, and medical needs. At 21, they can get 10%. At 25, another 20%. At 30, they can manage the rest if they're responsible. If they're struggling with addiction, legal trouble, or major issues, the trustee can slow down or pause payments. Then on your life insurance policy, instead of listing Jason, minor child, as the direct beneficiary, you list your last name family trust as the beneficiary. So when you pass away, the money goes straight into the trust. The trustee you chose controls it. The rules you wrote decide how, when, and how much your kids can access. Now your 18-year-old doesn't wake up financially drunk on $500,000. They're protected by a system you built. Section 4. Simple step-by-step plan. Let's break this down into clear action steps you can take after this video. Step 1. Find out how your policy is set up today. Log into your life insurance account or call your agent. Look at who is listed as your primary and contingent beneficiaries. If you see minor kids listed by name with no trust or structure, put a pin in that. That's what you're fixing. Step 2. Decide who you trust to manage money for your kids. This could be the other parent, a sibling, a close friend, or even a professional trustee. The key question, if I weren't here, who would handle money in a way I'd be proud of? Step 3. Talk to an estate planning or family planning attorney in your state. Tell them clearly, I have life insurance, I have kids. I do not want them getting a lump sum at 18. I want a trust structure in place. Ask about a simple revocable living trust or children's trust that can be named as the life insurance beneficiary. Step 4. Update your beneficiary designations. Once that trust is set up, your attorney or agent can help you change the beneficiary to the trust name instead of directly to your minor kids. Step 5. Communicate the basics. You don't have to tell your 12-year-old every detail, but you can let the key adults in your life know. If something happens to me, there's a plan. You just have to be the architect who chooses the right blueprint. Section 5. Connect to sudden wealth system. Now, here's how this fits into the bigger wealth system we're building on this Money Opulence channel. What we talked about today is, what happens if life insurance money hits your family when you're gone? But there's another scenario you need to be ready for. What if big money hits your family while you're alive? Lottery, inheritance, settlement, business exit, or your kid themselves comes into a lot of money at 18, 21, or 25. If you don't have a plan, sudden money can be just as dangerous as no money. That's why I created a full breakdown in the video. Suddenly rich with $1 million, follow this plan first. You don't want to miss it. See you in my next video.